Okay, welcome back, fail-safe investors. I've been telling you about these two stocks for the last 2 days. Hopefully you've been following me on social media at fail-safe wealth. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all social media platforms. I've been talking about these two stocks for the last 2 days and how they IPOing and pretty much how crazy these two stocks have been. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So we're here to talk about Airbnb and Doordash. So I'm going to give you everything about these two companies that I was able to find, what I think about these two companies, what's my opinion on these two companies, are they worth the wait or are they worth buying today? So let's get into it. Let's go. Let's go. Have much to say about Doordash, so I'm going to really pretty much take up most of this video with Airbnb. So what I will say about Doordash, I'm just going to make it quick. In my opinion, Doordash isn't disrupting any industry. They're in the food delivery service, and them going IPO pretty much benefits them more than it does the investor. Now, me personally, if I'm going to invest in the company, I want to make sure that I am benefiting, if not just as much as the company, sometimes more than the company, meaning I'm buying this company on sale or undervalued, I should say, and then it's going to grow into its valuation. So with Doordash, it's not doing anything. Like in the next 5 years, I'm not going to say that Doordash is going to be some huge company. So for Doordash to come out and grow 80% on the day that it's IPO. So Doordash is expected to IPO at about $90 to $95 per share. I did talk about this on social media. When Doordash IPO'd, they pretty much was up 80%. They was up 186 bucks in one day, right? So 80%. Now my question to you is, what are you getting for that investment? So do you expect Doordash to be worth $70 billion? Or was that a $70 billion company? Looking at the revenue, they aren't a $70 billion company. The assets, they were pretty much in debt. So right now, I would say that this company is overvalued. In my opinion, I could be wrong, this company could still grow. This company could be worth $200 billion. And when it becomes a $200 billion valuation, the stock price could be worth upwards of 250. Who knows what the future holds? I'm just giving you my opinion based on the fundamentals and what I'm looking at in this company, right? So try to keep up with me here. With Airbnb, now I would say that this one is a little bit tricky. So Airbnb was valued at about 42 bucks before it IPO. So a lot of analysts came together and they valued this company around $42 billion. And that $42 billion valuation would have put the share price at around, I think they said around 40 to 45, maybe $50 a share, right? Based on the amount of shares that they plan on releasing. And the day that it IPO'd, it did the same as I think as Doordash. It pretty much almost doubled. It was another 80% gain on the share price. But the market valuation went from like $42 billion valuation, which is what they were valued at by a lot of analysts and a lot of people that know what they're doing and what they're looking at. And it ended up being a $100 billion company, a $100 billion market cap. Now that makes this company a mega cap company. That's huge. So that puts it in there with Tesla and Amazon and Apple and McDonald's, all these huge companies. That puts up there with Coca-Cola. Now let's look at Airbnb. In my opinion, right, Airbnb possibly could have grown into this valuation, right? So let's say Airbnb IPOs at $40 billion market cap, 40 something bucks a share. Now it's up to like $154 per share, right? Now it could have grown into this $100 billion valuation, but it's not that $100 billion valuation today. So what I was able to find out about Airbnb, since I can't read the annual report, I was able to look into their financial statements and things like that, since they are now a publicly owned company and all of that information is open to the public. Airbnb revenue last year was about $4 billion, and the year before that was about $3 billion. And then currently this year they're set to make about $3.8 billion or something like that. I could be wrong. And if you think I'm wrong, or if you have more information or more detailed information, leave some comments down below so we can expand on this topic, right? Like I said, $4 billion and then $3 billion this year, and then the travel industry has taken a hit as a whole. I do think the hotel industry will take an even larger hit with Airbnb growing, but Airbnb biggest problem in my opinion might not be the industry, and it might be the management. So what I was able to gather is, yes, Airbnb made $4 billion in revenue, and they spent about $1 billion to make that $4 billion. Now that is great, right? Until you look at the expenses, and the expenses was $4 billion. So they're spending more money than they're bringing in revenue and even able to keep. So they're operating at a loss. So you paying $150 for a company that is operating at a loss is you giving that money to them to do what they're gonna do with it, and you're not getting anything in return. Would you go to the bank for a loan? And if you were the bank, someone says, I have this company, we've been operating at a loss for the last 2 to 3 years, but it's a great business plan, just give me a loan to stay above water and I'll pay you back. You're gonna be very cautious about giving that person a loan. Let's just be honest. If I was to bring this company to you and you had the money to buy this company outright, and I say, hey, give me $100 billion for this company, it's groundbreaking, it's disrupting this whole entire industry, and the growth potential is off the charts, it's growing exponentially year over year, but right now we're operating at a loss, and it's pretty much in debt and possibly bad management, and we're making about $3 to $4 billion a year, but I want $100 billion for that. Now, yes, you could look into the future and say at some point this valuation might actually be worth it, but it's not worth it today. So in my opinion, where I stand on Airbnb and Doordash, I say these two companies have to prove something to me. They have to prove that valuation. Currently, today, I am not willing to pay $154 per share for a company with a market cap of $100 billion that only is making about $3 to $4 billion in revenue and operating at a loss. And I don't know nothing really about the company other than they're in the travel industry and they rent out houses, but I don't know how they make their money specifically. I'll have to read the annual report and see all the ways that this company can generate money, and then how they plan on generating more money. What are the projections for the future? I need to know these things personally before I invest in any company. That's my thoughts on Airbnb and Doordash. But in Doordash's case, I just invest in Uber. I already own Uber. They're pretty much competing against Uber, and Uber's portfolio is more diverse. So if something was to happen, let's say if restaurants said, hey, we'll just start our own delivery service, or we'll deliver ourselves, or another competitor comes out of nowhere and just blows Uber and Doordash out of the water, Uber still has another way to generate money, whereas Doordash, don't know. So me personally, Doordash isn't a fail-safe investment. Airbnb today isn't a fail-safe investment, but I would definitely say it could possibly grow into that. So I want to know you guys' opinion on this. If you are thinking about investing in Doordash or Airbnb, tell me why. Like, you would have to literally be able to write down on a piece of paper and convince me why you personally are investing into these companies without mentioning the industry that they're in. Like, why these specific companies? What is intrinsic to these companies that only these companies can do, that no other company can do? What are their competitive edge? Let me know, because I really want to know. I want to get this conversation going. I want to know, is Airbnb today worth paying $154 for today and waiting until it grow into that evaluation? Or do you think that it will just continue to grow and hit no bumps along the road like every single other stock before it? I want to know you guys' opinion. So, like, you know, leave some comments down below. DM me on social media. I want to know what other companies that you are looking into personally, or any other companies you might want me to look into. You know, let's grow together. Hit the like button if you liked the video, if it was informative, if you learned something in this video, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. And that's just another video, you know. So be on the lookout for the next video. I'm looking for more topics. Hit me up, help me out. But to the next one, let's do it.